Now at 10, local retailers and shoppers prepare for Small Business Saturday. We'll take a look. Plus,
retailers are expecting record numbers of shoppers this holiday weekend. I'm Michael George with why many stores are offering big discounts.
And 4 people are dead following a Thanksgiving crash near Springfield.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
4 staters who didn't get out for Black Friday sales get another chance. Tomorrow is Small Business Saturday. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Area Chambers of Commerce and the Small Business Administration promote the day after Black Friday as a time to celebrate and support local small businesses and restaurants and all they do for our communities. We found some shoppers in Pittsburgh who weren't waiting to show their love for their local retailers.
Walking up and down Broadway Street, holding hands with my beautiful wife, going into Jock's Niche, love spending time in there. Love Root, we love Brick and Mortar, Drop the H, Jolly Fox, what's there not to like? It's great, baby.
I think the ability to see the downtown full of shoppers and people around the Christmas holiday, I think you end up running into people that you know, and it gives it a real sense of community around just the shopping experience.
You can find information on a lot of sales that continue through the weekend at various area stores at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now, the days of camping out all night for Black Friday deals appear to be over, but here in the 4 states and around the nation, plenty of stores did report good crowds for the start of the shopping season. We're going to check out the shopping rush in Joplin in a moment, but first, reporter Michael George tells us retailers are offering some big discounts nationwide.
When the doors opened at this New Jersey Best Buy on Black Friday, the race for deals was just a stroll.
All right, here we go.
A far cry from the frenzied crowds of old.
We would do that, leave the house at 3 in the morning and get online.
Even though people are now waking up a little later, stores are still seeing a steady stream of shoppers.
Fun way to spend a family day.
It's estimated a record 166 million people are planning to shop in-store and online during the holiday weekend, almost 8 million more than last year. And many are finding deals.
A lot of retailers are in a position where they have a lot of inventory. They have a lot of things that they want to move through, which means for the shopper, discounts, bargains, sales.
Retailers are cutting prices on everything from apparel to appliances. Adobe Analytics says online shoppers will find deep discounts for computers, electronics, and toys. That's good news for Americans struggling with inflation and the weakening economy. A global study by Oracle found 60% of shoppers plan to spend less this holiday season.
They're going to be more careful and more specific about how they shop, where they shop, and what prices they buy items at.
The Sterniello family is going to cut back a little this year, except for Amelia, who will be celebrating her first Christmas.
Most of our presents and money are going towards her, and then the rest of the family is getting a little bit less than you normally would.
People who plan to shop later are in luck. Retail experts say stores will continue to offer discounts well into December. Michael George, CBS News, East Rutherford, New Jersey.
The race for bargains was underway locally as well. Some Joplin stores appeared to be bringing in a lot of green on this Black Friday, and we found plenty of Joplin shoppers who were happy with their bargain hunting, at least one who was surprised by other shoppers' manners.
They haven't been bad. I expected whole combat style, and they've all been pretty nice and polite. Most people are saying excuse me, sorry, so it's not been bad at all.
And the day started early for a lot of shoppers. People lined up long before some stores opened. By the time Joplin's Target store opened at 7 a.m., plenty of people were bundled up and waiting to get inside. It was a similar scene at Joplin's 15th Street Walmart. People were lining up outside that store as early as 4:25 this morning, waiting for the 6 a.m. opening. Law officers said the early shopping went smoothly with no incidents at Joplin's largest Walmart. There were plenty of early birds outside of Joplin's Kohl's store, too. Our reporter at the scene says people started lining up there by 4:30 this morning, and about 300 were waiting when the doors opened at 5 a.m. One extra incentive, Kohl's handed out prize cards to people waiting in line. Nice weather overall for shopping today. Let's check in with Doug.
Yeah, we actually had a pretty good day after the gloomy Thanksgiving with all the rain across the region. But today the sunshine came back out. Temperature is pretty good, 55. Started at 36, average high is 54, so right about where we should be for this time of the year. It's chilly now. We're sitting mid to upper 30s, but we're going to kind of bottom out here pretty quickly. We still have clear skies, but we're going to get clouds starting to increase shortly, and because of that, our temperatures aren't going to drop off too much more. Look at this big storm system spinning out across the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. The clouds starting to advance in, and this is really going to change our weather up as we head into the weekend. All right, clouds really thicken late tonight. We drop back through the 30s and then rise into the 40s. Rain increases by tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to let you know what you need to know coming up here in just a bit.
All right, we'll see you then. 4 people are dead after a crash on I-44 near Springfield. The lone survivor, a 1-year-old baby. Liam Garrity has more on the tragic Thanksgiving night accident.
These 4 make 126 fatalities for Troop D this year. We were really hoping that we wouldn't have any, and this is very tragic.
Driver Joshua Wamsley, 33, and Danielle Dillman, 36, both from Springfield in one truck. And driver Patrick Holloway, 44, and Chandrea Holloway, 44, both from Republic, all died. The only survivor was a 1-year-old in Holloway's car.
There were 2 that were transported and later pronounced deceased at the hospital, and 2 were pronounced deceased at the scene.
This is where Highway Patrol says the accident happened off I-44. Missouri State Highway Patrol Sergeant Mike McClure says Wamsley tried to pass another vehicle going east on I-44, clipped it, went over the median, and into the Holloway's vehicle going west. Both Wamsley and Dillman were not wearing seat belts. The Holloways and the baby were. Sergeant McClure says they don't know if Wamsley was speeding.
And if this turns out to be the case for that, we've got 4 losses of life for somebody that felt the need to be in a hurry, just driving without any courtesy.
He says this was a horrible crash for a holiday.
There wasn't any room to live just because of the impact and the direction of the impact.
Sergeant McClure says the one positive was the baby was in a rear-facing car seat and made it out alive with small injuries. He also says during this holiday season, everyone should be wearing seatbelts and have a plan if drinking.
Go with that plan and keep everybody safe regarding that. If everybody could do that, we would reduce the impaired driving injuries and fatalities so much if you could just stick with that plan.
Again, the Highway Patrol says this is all still under investigation. They don't know yet if the crash was caused by speeding or aggressive driving. Coming up, why some people are asking the Missouri Governor Parson to give a death row inmate a second chance. Plus, President Biden vows to renew his efforts to get Congress to pass gun control legislation amidst recent mass shootings. Time appears to be running out for a Missouri death row inmate who murdered a Kirkwood, Missouri law officer in 2005. Kevin Johnson is scheduled to die by lethal injection this coming Tuesday for the shooting death of Police Sergeant William McKenty. Some people who know Johnson say he's turned his life around, and they're asking Missouri Governor Mike Parson to grant clemency in the case. But the governor says the execution will continue as planned.
You got a guy that went over there and cold-blooded killed a police officer by 2 shots in the head after he shot him multiple times. I mean, it's a pretty vicious crime. And sometimes you have to answer the consequences.
He's been looking death in the face for months now with the date pending. He told me the other day he doesn't really like to sleep because sleep makes him feel like he's missing out on part of his life.
Johnson has admitted his guilt in Sergeant McKenty's murder. There are new details about the gunman who killed 6 people and injured 7 inside a Virginia Walmart. Police said the 31-year-old Walmart supervisor left a note listing grievances against his co-workers and bought the gun used in the rampage just hours before he opened fire. Deborah Alfarone reports.
Outside the Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia, an emotional vigil for 16-year-old Fernando Chavez Barron, the youngest victim in Tuesday's mass shooting.
I was hoping everything was a dream until the day I wish he was here standing with me.
Friday, police released what amounts to a suicide note found on the shooter's phone. 31-year-old Andre Bing asked for God's forgiveness, railed against co-workers who he said spoke badly of him, and seemed to blame the shooting on the belief his phone was recently hacked. Authorities say Bing had no criminal history and legally purchased the 9mm handgun used in the attack. The mass shooting and another last Saturday at a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs have once again brought gun control to the forefront. Mass shootings have surpassed 600 for the third year in a row, and President Biden has indicated he may try to pass a ban on assault weapons during the lame duck session of Congress in December.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick.
But with such a closely divided Senate, he would have to get buy-in from some Republicans.
What President Biden doesn't really understand is that the firearms he's trying to ban are the most popular rifles in America. He's really putting himself in a very difficult situation and his party in a very difficult situation.
Over the summer, the president signed a bill that expanded background checks and added restrictions as to who can purchase firearms. He also gave states incentives to pass new red flag laws. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Currently, gun laws do vary, but state by state in the U.S. A little bit later, we're going to head to Humboldt to check out why bicyclists were riding around the town square.
Plus, we have a lot of rain heading in our direction. I'm going to have these details coming up. Well, it turned out to be a pretty nice Black Friday for us today. After a gloomy Thursday, we had a sunny Friday. Temperatures great. Highs into the mid-50s, which is right where we should be for this time of the year. Still clear skies right now, but it's not going to last for long. Clouds will start to increase as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. Everybody, pretty much a good day. You can see low all the way up to upper 50s for highs today. We've dropped back now. Stockton Lake is sitting at 36, Sarcoxie 39, we have Seneca at 40, Afton 39, we have Miami 41, Pitt at 36, Chanute sitting at 31 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th, here's Rangeline. 37, winds are pretty much calm. Humidity is on the high side at 89%. All right, through the rest of the overnight hours, clouds increase, especially after midnight. We kind of hang into the 30s, and then we'll rise a bit into the 40s as we go into the morning hours. Not a whole bunch going on right now, but just down to our south. This is actually the upper level system of the rain that we got yesterday. You can see the twist on the radar, and all this is going to head toward us. You can see all the rain through the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. Snow in western parts of Texas, and here's the big low. So it's going to meander its way out across northwestern Arkansas, where the systems like to set up in this pattern. When I say this pattern, I mean what we're going to be in for the next year. Our current pattern, the upper level lows like to track across Arkansas, which is great for snow setups later on in the winter. All right, clouds increase. Here's 7 a.m. Most of the morning is going to be dry. By the time we get to the noon hour, we're going to have scattered light showers. But it's not until about 3 p.m. that it's the persistent rain. We got some playoff games tomorrow on the Missouri side. So the games are going to be wet, definitely by the second half of the game. Beginning of the games, maybe just some scattered showers. The heaviest rain rolls in during the evening. Here's 7 p.m. Maybe a little bit of thunder. Periods of rain through the overnight hours tomorrow night. Periods of rain into Sunday morning. And then the persistent rain starts to exit by about 6 or 7, 8 a.m. on Sunday. But then we stick with the clouds most of the day on Sunday. So a good chunk of the weekend is going to be on the wet side. Kind of stinks on the weekend, but we definitely need the rain. All right, let's break it down hour by hour. Chances slowly go up. Here's 10. Here's 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m., 10 p.m., 1 a.m. Sunday, 4 a.m. Sunday, and then tapers off. So you can see it's several hours of periods of showers, which we definitely need. So rain really increases during the afternoon, high temp right around 50. And this is going to be widespread. Everybody in the viewing area is going to get it. I would say on average, a ½ an inch to an inch of rain from this next system. All right, 50 tomorrow, 46 on Sunday, 57 on Monday, 68 with showers back in Tuesday, significantly cooler Wednesday and Thursday, and then we do it again next weekend. More rain, maybe even a little bit of snow. So we're going to have to watch that next week. We got a couple systems at the beginning of December that catch my eye. Plus, we're going to do the winter forecast Thursday night, which is December 1st.
All kinds of stuff coming up this week weather-wise. Thanks, Judd. Levi Snow and his son Lee are a fishing team out of Columbus Bass Club in Columbus, Kansas. Levi qualified for the National Bass Team Championship in South Carolina. Unfortunately, his partner has to be 16 years of age or older, so instead of his son, he brought in his friend Ben. A lot of preparation, money, and time go into getting ready for a tournament. Whether it's a hobby or a lifestyle, they say fishing's for everyone of all ages.
They say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. And if I fished every day, I would never work a day in my life. So that is the ultimate goal.
Oh, I spend time with my dad. I have fun, and that's it.
Sounds pretty good. Levi Snow says if you're interested in joining a local fishing group, the Columbus Bass Club is open. You can find information for it and more at KOAMnewsnow.com. He's got one. Yeah, he caught a bass there, a couple pounder. Still ahead, the Pitt State Gorillas are just 1 day away from hitting the field in the second round of the national playoffs. And the Carthage Tigers aim to return to the state championship for the first time since 2013. Jacob Leonard has that and more next.
The Carthage Tigers are in the Final Four in the Missouri Class 5 state football bracket. The Tigers play at home tomorrow afternoon, hosting the Francis Howell Vikings for a spot in the state title game. The Tigers got in their final practice today before tomorrow's state semifinal matchup. Now, Carthage is 11-1 heading into the weekend, while the Vikings are a perfect 12-0. With the win tomorrow, Tigers will return to the state title game for the first time since 2019 and have a shot at the second state championship in program history.
That's the goal. That's been the goal since the first week of June, and these guys have stuck to it. I think it would mean the world to these guys and to our community. We do have some kids that played on that state championship team, Luke Gall and Hudson Moore, and those guys bring a certain level of experience because of that.
It's been a completely different environment out here this week. We had an extra day. We grinded that day, and we had a good early morning practice on Thanksgiving. It was a great week.
This is a great place to be on any regular Friday night, but in the playoffs and particularly semifinals, I believe it's the second one we've hosted here in the last 4 or 5 years. So it's a special time, it really is, and I'm hoping for a huge crowd and lots of fun.
The Pittsburgh State Gorillas are in Michigan this weekend, facing Ferris State in the second round of the Division II National Playoffs. Now, the winner of that one moves on to play in the national quarterfinals. The Gorillas got off to a good start in the postseason, beating Indianapolis 35-0 last Saturday. They weren't the only MIAA team to win big in round one. Northwest Missouri beat fourth-seeded Davenport 41-7. So now, Pittsburgh State and Northwest, the top two teams in the MIAA, go on the road to face Ferris State and Grand Valley State, the top two teams in the GLIAC. Whatever happens, with their big wins last weekend, they've both shown that the MIAA is one of, if not the best, football conferences in the country.
This is an outstanding league, and to be able to represent the league as we are is certainly something that's valued by us. And it's good to come out. We had a good showing, Northwest had a good showing, and we believe the same thing, that another handful of teams would have had a good showing in the first round. It's just how it's set up. But we come from a really tough, competitive league for sure.
We think that the MIAA is one of the best conferences in Division II, and for us to go out there and prove that means a lot to us as a program, and just the whole MIAA as a whole.
The Kansas Jayhawks are in the battle for Atlantis Tournament Championship tonight. And the Jayhawks have a top 25 battle facing the Tennessee Volunteers. The KU's undefeated, ranked third in the nation coming into this one. Tonight, though, didn't really go well. Put back for Tennessee here puts the Jayhawks down 12-3 early. Later in the first quarter, Grady Dick throws it up to Joseph Yesufu. KU within 3 with that. But to the second half, 5-point game. Santiago Vescovi hits the big-time three to get the lead back to 8. Tennessee pulls away, hands KU their first loss 64-50. And that's it for sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Larry Rennick served in the U.S. Air Force for 30 years. Oklahoma native was stationed in Vietnam, Panama, and the Middle East. And we're proud to salute Colonel Larry Rennick, a four-state hero. Some four-staters in Humboldt, Kansas tonight took a break from the stress of the holidays by bicycling around Humboldt's historic Holiday Square. The square was decorated with festive lights and seasonal music was played. There's a little something for everyone of all ages.
There's like some of the, I don't know what they're called, but that's, then like we put some ornaments on it, and then there's a bunch of lights, and then we put like the Christmas things, like the thing that you wrap around your Christmas tree.
It's really magical and it's a lot of fun, you know. It's something for all ages, you know. So little kids on trikes and bikes and strollers, and we even have some taxis and trolleys that are given rides to people who may not be able to ride a bike.
Shops on the square were open for snacks, drinks, and gift purchases as well. A bit chilly tonight, some rain this weekend.
Yeah, most of the morning's just going to be cloudy, but showers will start to pick up. I know we got some playoff games tomorrow. The more persistent rain after 2:30 or 3. So, and then it really comes down tomorrow evening.
Final sports note.
Carthage, Lamar, Seneca, Pitt State, all in action tomorrow. Football playoff games will have the latest tomorrow night.
Thanks for joining us. We're going to leave you with video from the 38th annual Way of Salvation Christmas Lights display in Carthage. Let's make it a great weekend.